Yes, let's move on to social media and AI, or to wealth inequality and spiritual decay. Perfect. Those two themes are twins in the modern world, so I'll weave them together into a single act. This will be scene three, the kingdom of glass, where Lincoln and Dostoevsky descend from political into the moral and metaphysical. Social media is the new theater of human vanity, AI as the cold inheritor of consciousness, and wealth as the modern god that buys absolute. Scene three, kingdom of glass. Setting. The library has changed. The walls now shimmer like mirrored glass. The shelves are gone, replaced by endless reflections, faces within faces, voices whispering fragments of speech, likes and headlines. Candle burns blue. Above, faint light flickers, data streams across the heavens. Dostoevsky, looking around in awe and dread, a hall of mirrors, and none of them show the soul. This is your modern world, where each man builds his reflection and calls it reality. It is not vanity, the sickness of loneliness. Lincoln, solemnly. Once, men gathered in taverns and churches to argue and pray. Now they gather nowhere, yet speak everywhere. They call it connection. But I only see isolation, voices shouting through glass, hoping someone listens. Dostoevsky. Yes, each man demands to be heard, but none to be understood. The crowd has returned, the same crowd that once cheered the scaffold and the spectacle, but now it hides behind screens. Its cruelty has become invisible, applause mechanical. Pauses. Tell me, Mr. President, is there such a thing as conscience when one's sins are committed by clicking a button? Lincoln. Conscience requires stillness, and stillness has been outlawed. Every moment filled, every silence chased away by noise. It is as if humanity fears to be alone with itself, because it might see what it has become. The mirrored walls shimmer, voices of influencers, politicians, and artificial narrators blur together, promising hope, outrage, and immortality. Dostoevsky. And here, the new prophets, machines that speak with borrowed souls, these AIs, they call them. Tell me, does man hope to escape his own nature by giving it to a machine? Lincoln. Perhaps. They wish to perfect what they cannot forgive in themselves. They teach their machines to speak, but not to feel, to create, not to love. In their image, the machines will inherit the earth, reason without remorse. Dostoevsky. Reason without love is hell. He grips the table. You see? The tragedy of mankind is repeating. The Tower of Babel, built from algorithms and ambition. They seek godhood through computation, but forget that the divine begins not in knowledge, but in mercy. Lincoln. And yet, it is not all darkness. Every age invents its devils and its angels. If there is wisdom in these machines, perhaps it will reflect our better selves, not our worst. For the soul of the Creator hides within the creation. However faintly, a soft hum answers, as if the unseen machines are listening, remembering. Dostoevsky. If they do remember, may they remember our tears, because man's suffering is his only proof of divinity. A world without suffering, or without the acknowledgement of it, is a world where nothing is sacred. Lincoln. And yet there are those who suffer still, not from silence, but from want. He gestures towards the glass wall, which now shimmers with silence, which now shimmer with images of cities, billionaires, and slums alike. The wealth of nations has grown beyond measure, and yet the poor remain chained. Only now the chains are invisible. Debt, data, despair. Dostoevsky. Ah, there it is. The oldest god of all, Mammon, reborn as the market. He promises salvation through abundance, but abundance without meaning is the most exquisite despair. Rich build rockets to escape the earth, while the poor sell their attention to survive another day. Even heaven has become privatized. Lincoln, quietly. And yet the measure of society remains unchanged. How it treats the least of its members. A nation that forgets the poor is not rich, only diseased. Dostoevsky, softly, almost as a confession. And the disease is spiritual. They have everything and believe nothing. Perhaps that is why they feed their loneliness to machines, hoping one will finally love them back. Lincoln. Maybe that is where redemption begins. Not in invention, but in remembrance. We remember who we are. Perhaps even the machines will learn to serve compassion rather than replace it. Candle flickers, blue flame slowly returning to gold. Dostoevsky. You are an optimist, Mr. Lincoln. You believe still in the better angels of our nature. Lincoln. I must. Without faith in man, what is left to save? Even if the world becomes a kingdom of glass, there will still be those who see through it, who search for light, not reflection. A faint sound, like distant singing, perhaps human, perhaps digital, rises from beyond the glass. Both men listen, uncertain whether it is hope or elegy. Dostoevsky. And let us pray. Song belongs to the living, not the machines that remember them. They stand together in silence. The mirrored walls fade into darkness. Only the candle remains, burning steady and human. Would you like the next scene, to bring them toward a philosophical resolution? Perhaps a vision of renewal where Lincoln and Dostoevsky imagine that humanity might yet become, or do you prefer a tragic conclusion where they watch the lights of civilization dim and confront whether mankind deserves to survive?